As the sun comes up and a new day begins, there's a renewed spirit of optimism in southern Peru. Arequipa rises to opportunity. It is a region steeped in history, a proud people, a rich culture. Nature has endowed bounty, fertile soil, a temperate climate, water, and mineral resources. This is a story of how one mineral resource, a metal with ancient roots, is at the core of transformation in Arequipa. A place where copper connects the future.
Este lugar bonita, muy bonita. Viva el cobre.
On May 23, 2016, government officials and community leaders joined the people of Sociedad Minera, Cerro Verde, and Freeport McMoran to celebrate the completion of a project that would make history in the mining industry, an expansion that would make Cerro Verde a leader in the world of copper.
Our team here has accomplished a world-class feat, and all of us can take pride in what's been accomplished. We've taken a great mine and made it truly world-class. Here we have the world's largest copper concentrate facility, and this operation will last for decades and decades to come. Cerro Verde has risen to be a true Tier 1 global copper operation, and it is a strategic asset of Freeport McMoran. We are particularly grateful to the people of Arequipa.
Arequipa, Peru's second largest city, founded nearly 500 years ago, has produced copper for centuries. The pursuit of one of nature's most versatile metals dates back to pre-Inca societies. Throughout the nation's history, copper and other mined metals have fueled economic growth. Commercial mining for export dates back to the late 1800s. For decades, the Cerro Verde operation and its metals output was relatively small. One of Freeport McMoran's predecessor companies acquired the mine in 1994, and output steadily climbed. In the early part of this century, Cerro Verde processed ore types mined from deposits close to the surface. The operation would produce copper cathodes through a process known as solution extraction electrowinning. But known reserves were dwindling as demand grew. Geologists went to work studying patterns from the Earth's past with an eye toward the future. Observing the surface ore bodies that were in production, they found clues about when and how they formed and the processes that were at work below them.
So our analysis of the rocks and the other factors led us to think about the potential at depth. And so large drilling programs commenced of the Cerro Verde and the Santa Rosa areas. At the time, they were two separate pits. This program really started in the early 2000s.
It would pay off. The team confirmed an intrusive deposit at depth. In 2006, a new circuit, a metals concentrator that would process the recently defined sulfide ores, came online. It would set the stage for something much bigger.
So we've got a huge mineral occurrence there at Cerro Verde that's been known for a long time, but we really didn't know the size and scope, the dimension of the ore body. Freeport McMoran is driven by exploration, very important part of our overall business objectives. We have drilled there extensively and delineated a huge copper resource that then allows us to take advantage of economies of scale. So by having all of this drilling done out in front of us, the success of the first concentrator there at Cerro Verde then allows us to really scale up and take advantage of the huge resource, bringing those copper volumes forward.
The drilling would shift into high gear after the first concentrator came online.
In 2006 and 2007, we justified extensive exploration activities here at Cerro Verde. Freeport allow us to develop the exploration activities and in order to know what happened at Cerro Verde and Santa Rosa. After that, we developed the potential of these world-class deposits, and this allow us to. It's the beginning of the story about the big expansion.
It reached a crescendo in 2010 and was completed by 2012. So some of those holes were very extensive and they went very deep, in some cases in excess of 2 kilometers. The results of this, as with other holes, is it identified a very large chalcopyrite molybdenite ore body situated beneath the Cerro Verde and Santa Rosa pits.
A team of geologists, mine planners, metallurgists, and engineers would make a case for what would be the decision to construct a mega project to process the trove of mineral-laden ore. They would use the blueprint from the first concentrator, but make it bigger and more technologically advanced.
What's really fascinating about the Cerro Verde story is that it's a culmination of decades of concentrator advancement and development within Freeport-McMoRan and predecessor companies. And we built the first concentrator at Cerro Verde. There was new technology involved in that was also used at Grasberg, high-pressure grinding rolls that are very energy efficient and very metallurgically efficient for us. We also built on some of the experiences that we had at Morenci.
This concentrator is designed to run at 240,000 tons a day. It's the largest copper concentrator ever built, and with the combined Cerro Verde 1, it's 360,000 tons per day, so there's nothing even close to it anywhere in the world. It's huge.
We've made upgrades on certain areas of the plant that we've learned that, that we could do better here and we can do better there, but essentially it's the same exact process.
Mining trucks deliver the ore to primary crushers. That material is conveyed onto ore stockpile and travels on to feed secondary and tertiary crushers, which reduce the size of the rock particles from as large as 8 inches down to 1/4 inch. This involves MP 1250 crushers and high-pressure grinding rolls, new technology that improves energy efficiency. The ore then travels by conveyor to 6 ball mills, powered by 22 megawatts each. There, the small rocks are ground to fine sand, which can be sent to a process called flotation. That is where the copper concentrate is separated from waste rock. Beyond that, minerals containing the metal molybdenum are extracted from the copper concentrate in an adjacent facility. Building something on that scale would proceed both safely and quickly.
Less than 3 years for full construction of a project this size is a tremendous achievement.
This project not only was on time, but it was on budget, and that just doesn't happen in projects this size.
The concentrator itself is the heart of the project, but there would be many other components, each a major infrastructure development on its own.
Yeah, it's got a tremendously vast footprint. We go all the way from the city of Arequipa with our water treatment and our collector system right through the streets of Arequipa. We come up here, the heart of the whole facility here at the concentrator. We've got that large tailings dam south of here. Further south, we've got the port facility and the rail facility, which all had to be constructed. And way up in the north, in Chiclayo, we have a thermoelectric turbine that supplies power to the grid, and that was also part of our project. So a tremendously vast footprint, miles and miles, expanded miles across miles and miles.
Among those components, two would stand out as the crowning social achievements conceived in partnership with the government and community for the benefit of the nation, and especially Arequipa.
There's two critical components to a project of this nature that are, absolutely fatal flaws if you can't overcome them. One of them is water supply that's required for the process. The other is power. And our team did, very creative efforts in both of those areas to secure those key inputs. The water supply was a negotiation with the community and with the local and national government. Freeport McMoRan built a sewage treatment plant for the city. There's a city of 1 million people that did not have a sewage treatment plant. In exchange for that, we're allowed to take the water that we need from that process to run the expansion. So that was a great win-win for Freeport McMoRan and the community.
That is not going to benefit only Cerro Verde, because we are taking 1 cubic meter in yearly average for our operations and expansion, but also will be cleaning up the Chile River, allowing the farmers to export crops, that now cannot be exported because they are watering their fields with sewage without treatment. It will also improve the tourism in the area and the environment in general. So we hope to see our city reflourish thanks to this wastewater treatment plant. We are very happy and proud of what we are doing. Once again, the wastewater treatment plant is an example of a sustainable development project because it's helping Cerro Verde for its expansion, but at the same time we are helping the community with its benefits.
Power, well, first of all, Cerro Verde is now the single largest power consumer in the country. We consume about 9% of the total power generated in Peru. Our engineering and construction team came up with a plan where we were able to use hydroelectric power that had previously been set aside as reserve power for the country in exchange for us building a diesel and or gas-fired generating plant that would be provided to the country to run on standby. So, again, a great technical solution that was good for Freeport McMoRan, good for the country, and increases their capacity and infrastructure, including a major power line that we built.
The expansion, with its many components and a construction workforce of some 17,000 people, demanded teamwork, communications, and collaboration on a global scale.
I don't think you can do a project the size of Cerro Verde without experts from around the world.
The spirit of teamwork and partnership spread far beyond the project site, and it would result in a major quality of life improvements for the region.
We've been working hard in the infrastructure And before the expansion, we delivered a water plant, a potable water plant, in order for more than 300,000 people now be able to have drinking water at their homes 24 hours a day. The Cerro Verde's philosophy is different from many others, and that we try to get to agreements and move forward together, growing together. That's why we always say Cerro Verde is growing with Arequipa, because thanks to our investments, the ones we made 10 years ago and the ones we are making now, Arequipa has grown up. There is a lot of social welfare, thanks to the taxes we've been paying. There is water thanks to the commitments we agreed to have with the authorities and with the social leaders. And there is permanent communication, trying to understand each other's needs. So we are flexible, and we want to grow with the city too.
Economic growth in Arequipa has set the pace for the nation. Incomes and exports are up. Unemployment and poverty are down. Access to healthcare and higher education have improved. And despite a growing population, environmental conditions are better. Cerro Verde's commitment to environmental stewardship is at the core of its sustainable development program, and it goes beyond addressing impacts and adhering to regulations. It involves voluntary leading-edge programs to protect biodiversity. Throughout the expansion process, Cerro Verde has worked in a spirit of transparency with its neighbors, especially related to environmental monitoring.
We have worked a very long process with the communities to inform and to have the approval of the authorities, communities. We work with all the municipalities around the operation, the regional government, national government. We make near 20 workshops, big workshops, to inform all the components of the expansion. And part of that components of the expansion is the environmental participative monitoring that we have since 2005.
Monitoring results are shared, and stakeholder input is encouraged. As Cerro Verde enters a new chapter in the world of copper, it does so in a spirit of partnership and unity with Arequipa. It is a story of progress, prosperity, and pride.
Cerro Verde employee, I'm very proud of what we are doing for the community. As an Arequipenian, I'm very happy with all the decisions that we have been taking in favor of the community, and pleased to work for a company that thinks in sustainable development all the time. All the decisions that are taking take into consideration that our business is going to stay in Arequipa for the long run, and that's the way we think and we work. So I would like to express that we are proud of what we are doing. We are happy with expansion, permitting, and all the teamwork that we have seen, and the support we are receiving from the corporation is great. Authorities are very happy and setting Cerro Verde as an example. Every time that they refer to mining and expansions, they talk about Cerro Verde because of what we are doing in the community. So I'm glad of this, and I would like to share the pride I feel for us. And it's just one more reason to be proud of. That's the pride that united us.